What's up, everybody? Welcome to Throwback Thursday with the three amigos, and we're talking about so much today. It's your boy, Jay Boyd. Juan, what's up, Juan?
What's going on, JB?
And your girl, Carla J. What's up, Carla J?
Hi, everyone.
We have so many great topics for you today. We're going to talk about voting, the pros and cons of voting. Should you vote? Do you need to vote? We're going to talk about cell phones. We're going to talk about superheroes. I'm not going to lie. I'm really excited to talk about superheroes with Elijah Juan over here. Really excited to talk about that. And
You're gonna leave Carla out a little bit though, like.
It's okay. I'll put my 2 cents in as well. No problem.
Well, we're not going to lie. We know Carla doesn't know anything about superheroes. But it's all good. No, I'm just kidding. She knows a whole lot about it.
I'll prove you wrong.
I believe you will. I am a believer. So how about you guys? You guys want to get into it?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it. First, we're going to get on voting, the pros and cons. Now, pretty much everyone knows that I'm for voting, but not everyone is for voting, and it's getting loud out here in the hallway over here, though. It's getting crazy. It is, isn't it? But anyway, back to the show. Now, the thing that's crazy about it is voting is very, very important. But first, let me get your guys' say on what you think about voting, and I'll just put it out there right now. I know you guys both don't vote, but let me ask you first, Carla J. Why don't you vote, and what's the reason behind it?
Well, I tend not to vote because of I'm being politically neutral as far as my religion is concerned. Don't get me wrong. I have respect for the governments. I respect authority. I obey the law. I pay my taxes. But once again, because of religious reasons, I choose not to.
Okay, well that sounds good. I understand. You have a religious background, in your religion. I believe you're a Jehovah's Witness.
Absolutely.
Okay, no doubt. Well, so in that case, maybe you have to follow your God and not vote. But how about you, Elijah Juan? Why don't you think it's not important to vote? You being the only millennial in here, go for it.
I mean, personally, me, I just don't care for it. I'm not finna just sit in one of them long lines for a vote for the president, mayor, or any of that. I'm not finna waste my time and vote for somebody and he or she don't even get elected. That's a waste of time.
Okay, I see what you guys are both saying in terms of a waste of time, but especially being right here in Chicago, local politics is so important, especially in your neighborhoods. And by not voting, I know, Carl, you live in Evanston,
correct,
and you live on the south side. I'm not sure exactly where, but you live in Exton, correct? Or you live in the south side, correct?
Yeah.
By not voting, oftentimes you're missing out on great things that you can have in your neighborhood. A lot of the communities that get things in their neighborhood, they have strong councilmen, strong aldermen, and they have some political pull from the federal government. So they're able to pull some of the funds they need into their neighborhood. And the way those people are able to get powerful is they're voted in by their constituents in their neighborhood. So you can get community centers, so you can get nursing homes for the old, communities for the kids, so they're not on the corner. And all these things can be solved by just going out and taking 1 day or 2 days out of the year and voting in your local election. So, for instance, I'm sure, I don't know what your guys' neighborhoods are like, but you don't want kids, being out on the corner, correct? You want them to be in a community center, be in a safe place.
Though. Like, anything, whatever you do, they can do that regardless.
You think so? Even if they have a place to go? What do you think, Carla J?
Well, once again, if they have a place to go, that's fine and dandy. But there are those parents that will, they could take their kids elsewhere and they don't have to go and once again stand in those long lines, and waste time.
All right, well, let me ask you guys this. What do you guys do when you have a neighborhood complaint, when there's too many potholes, when signs are broken, when there's not a stop sign on the corner? Where do you go? What is do you just leave it alone? You let it go? If there's litter in your front yard or there's litter out in your neighborhood, do you just let you pass on by? Or
it's just litter. If you want to get out your way, just go out there and pick it up.
Pick it up and call it a day.
Right. Potholes. Okay, so what? All around Chicago, it got potholes. What you gonna do? Call the city on? Well, I found a pothole on Ashton. I found a pothole on Western. Or what you gonna do? Do all that? It's pointless.
Yeah, if you vote for the correct alderman or the correct councilman who wants to go strongly towards those things, they will actually make sure that things like that are taken care of. Your neighborhood or on Western or wherever will have less potholes. Will have more places for the kids to go.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but then Mayor Romney Emanuel talking about you elect me, I'm going to try to fix all these potholes. But all these potholes out here, Like, what is he fixing?
They're still there.
Right,
They're
but
still there.
right, you guys are talking about the mayor, which is important. But if you're talking about right in your neighborhood, if you voted for your alderman, someone who you like, someone who wanted to push your agenda, or if you even wanted to be elected yourself, if you had a strong alderman, backed him in your neighborhood, and you had a strong community, you can actually force the mayor to come into community because he'll be scared that he will not get voted in the second term because there's such a strong community and a strong voting base in that community. So it actually gives you and your community power if and when you vote. Now, real quickly, Elijah, I don't mean to take it. I kind of want to turn it a little bit because we have a lot of things to talk about. But you are into you are into filming, correct? You are into editing and things of that nature, correct?
Correct.
All right. Now, did either one of you vote in the governor election, the last governor election?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay. Well, there is a 30% tax credit in Illinois for big filming companies to come into the state and do movies and do films. And what happens if you don't vote for things like that? If you don't vote, you can have someone like the mayor who is. Actually, not the mayor, or the governor, who is the governor of Illinois right now. That's Bruce Rauner. And what he has done is he has suspended that 30% tax credit. So that means there's actually less jobs for people who want to go into film, people who want to do editing. So it's actually eventually or at some point going to take money out of your pocket or out of your kid's pocket.
Okay, so at that point, that's when you step up to the plate and say, okay, he won't try to take my money, so let me step up and make my own money on the side. He gonna take this much out. Okay, let me step up, either get a second job or start my own business or work on my branding name.
Right.
Okay, but let me ask you this. You mentioned earlier that you don't want to stay in those long lines, but isn't it much more difficult to go get a second and third job than it is just to go wait in the line for, 10, 15, even 30 minutes?
Okay, that's understandable, but like, I'd rather go... Okay, I'd rather wait and see if I can get my branding name boosted up because I wait in this long line for a person that might not even get elected. But I can go out, make my branding name. Might go big, and I make twice as pay as I've been making. So either way it goes, if I start my own business and it goes through the roof, I'm going to be making, 3 times, 10 times my amount that I was originally making.
Okay. Well, let me ask this real quick, Carla J. I just want to. We are definitely going to move on to the next topic. You're in the airline industry, correct? Absolutely right.
Yes.
Okay, so let's say there was a president who wanted, or not a president, a candidate who wanted to become president, and he said that he is going to drive up the oil, not the oil prices, but the taxes on oil coming into the country from, let's say, Saudi Arabia, wherever it may be. And you have a chance to vote for him or not vote for him. And you realize if the oil taxes are higher, that means that the prices are going to go up. And that means that plane tickets are going to be more. So that means less people may fly. That means your company may go out of business. That means more people may get fired. What do you think? Would you vote in that case if you could keep someone out who was going to actually do something of that nature?
You know what, Jason? After 17 years of flying, I'm getting ready to embark on a different career altogether. So it really wouldn't matter to me at this point. There you are.
Okay, well, we are going to move on because we went way too long on that topic, but we have so many great topics to talk about. And as I said, we're talking about city government and things of that nature. And one big part of city government is schools. And we all three of us know about schools, right, Elijah Juan?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes, absolutely. We all worked in school. I was a recruiter for 8 years, working in Chicago schools as well as Philadelphia schools and New York City schools. And Elijah Juan is a teacher. He teaches film and all types of editing techniques.
Correction. It's a tutor / engineer.
Okay, my fault.
Let's get that
Tutor / engineer. But whatever he does great things with students. And we've all had to sit in front of students who have had cell phones. And let me ask you, Elijah, what do you think about students having cell phones in class?
I mean, personally, me, like every day when I come to school, work, I should say, when I go in there, I see them with their phones out. And once it's time for a quiz or assignment, you don't know what exactly they doing. They can either be texting their friends, say, hey, what's this question to this, or what's that question to that, or go online and pulling up the questions. Like, for example, you in history class. Let's say you don't know the answer. Hell, you can pull out the phone and For example, like what's the third person? You can pull that up anytime your phone. Personally, I don't like having pulling out phones inside the class. Not in the lunchroom, yeah, but inside the class, that's a no for me.
You know, I find I'm actually for it in school, guys, you know, because if I want to get in touch with my child, if there could be a family emergency, you know, I want to have easy access to that individual, my child per se. You know, it just makes the communication process with us easier. Then you think about it, too, when you have those smartphones, you have a lot of learning aids, you know, a lot of them are taking place of those laptops or computers that may not work. So, you know, just having that access to those phones are good. Then there are those memory aids, you know, you have the cameras. If you have some type of, just say a project where, once again, the computers may not be working, the smartphones, you can take pictures of whatever you have. So I'm for it.
See, I'm not gonna lie to either one of you. I definitely think there should not be cell phones. Personally, if there were cell phones in school when I was coming along, I might not be here right now. I might be rich because I would have cheated in class on every test with the smartphone. There's no doubt about that. I don't know algebra. I look on the phone, look at a tutor rule. There's no doubt I would have straight A's. But that's the main reason I don't think there should be phones in the classroom, because kids can cheat. You can text answers to one of your friends. And I'm not lying. I'm being truthful. If there were smartphones when I was in grade school, I might be a rich man right now. I would have straight A's all the way through.
But think about it, too. There's so much going on in the world today. Those that do have those phones, just say that these different college events or, you know, colleges, and you have these mad folks coming in and pretty much trying to kill everyone. The phone is pretty much what saved their lives. You know, they're calling 911. They're calling those relatives. So, you know, pros and cons. It goes back and forth. But once again, I'm for it.
But Carl, let me ask you this. Don't you think that, and let me ask you both this actually, don't you think if the teacher had a cell phone in their pocket, if someone was coming in and shooting up, don't you think the teacher would make that call?
Well, the teacher may be the one that's hit first, so, you know, you just never know.
Or not if the teacher had him behind the desk acting like a little, you know.
Yeah.
A little Mitch.
Pretty much. Pretty much, yeah.
You know, so it's a plus.
Okay, I see what.
It's a plus.
Okay, I see what you're both saying.
Plus, also, phones also is can be a real big distraction. Like, y'all in the middle of, for example, I'm in the middle of teaching y'all a lesson, and y'all playing the games, y'all on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Phones can be very distraction, and then here come a test, you don't know nothing.
Think about it, too. Let me chime in on that one. Speaking of tests, you know, with the phones, if you have assignments, you can put that in your phone and ensure that you're there for that test, you know? Just saying. Well,
let me ask you both this. If there was a councilman who was coming up for a vote, and the councilman said, hey, I'm going to take phones out of school, and another councilman said, yeah. And the other councilman said, no.
Real nice and long.
And the other councilman said, no, I'm going to take phones out of school. Then would you go and vote on that particular topic? Because you guys both seem pretty strong both ways on whether you want phones or don't want phones. Would you vote on that? Just yes or no real quick before we go to our next topic.
Regardless of what that council thinks, it's all about what the principal of the school says.
I mean, and two, if the school has a policy, they have their own set rules and policy where, you know, they can't have the phones. Of course, I'll abide by that. I'm not trying to, you know, overstep anyone else's boundaries.
But local government councilman can overrule the private, the public school. I can't say for a private school or a Catholic school, but for a public school, they can come in and say, hey, or even the federal government can come and say, hey, no phones in school. I'm saying in that case, would you vote or no? Just a quick yes or no.
Well, it wouldn't be like a political vote. I mean, it's something in school. So, yeah, I would, you know, in that sense, yeah, because I'm in school, you know.
And they just can't totally walk through the door.
It's totally different.
Right, and they just can't bust through the door and say, well, we demand this and we demand that.
You know, it's a process.
They got to go through CPS. They got to go through the mayor. They got to go through all these branches before they can hit the students.
I hear you. They cannot just bust through the door. And speaking of busting through the door, let's talk about superheroes, because that's what they do. They come through, they bust through the door and save people's lives. And like I said, I'm really, really excited to talk about this. Who is the most powerful superhero out there? We have Marvel, we have DC, we have the lesser known for a lot of you out there, Dragon Ball Z, but Elijah and I both know a lot about that. Who is the most powerful superhero in all of these universes? Who's the top 5, whatever it may be? First, we're going to go to Carla J, because Carla J has been studying up on this, and she goes way back when it comes to these great cartoons. Carla J, who do you think the most powerful superhero is?
The Incredible Hulk. I'm sure everyone remembers The Incredible Hulk. And do you know there's a She-Hulk as well? That's his cousin.
Okay, the Incredible Hulk is definitely a good pick. Incredible Hulk is really, really powerful. One of the most powerful superheroes in the Marvel Universe. How about you, Elijah One? Who, to you, is the most powerful superhero in all three universes?
All right, before I answer that question, Carl Miller, and earlier in the show, he want to try to throw you underneath the bus, but you just came back, though.
You know.
Hey, you win some, you lose some, and I just lost.
Exactly. But I got to go with Goku from Dragon Ball Z. He my man, and I'm going to stand behind him. No matter who you throw at him, most likely he's going to win.
Okay, I love Goku as well. Goku is one of my favorite characters. He's my second favorite character in Dragon Ball Z. For those of you who do not know who Goku is, he's kind of a Japanese version of Superman in terms of he's an alien. He crashes on the planet. For me, a movie just came out recently, the last Dragon Ball Z movie, and Goku, who I really do love, and Elijah and I talk about this a lot, and I've talked about this a little bit with Carla about the Incredible Hulk, who is the strongest. I'm going to say Superman for this reason, and the movie backed me up. And I forget the Return of Frieza was the name of the movie, Dragon Ball Z, and Goku was put down by a single shot because he powered down. Superman never powers down, and either for that, frankly, the Incredible Hulk powers down as well. He turns into David or Bruce Banner, depending on what version. Yeah. So for that reason, Superman could kill David or Bruce Banner. I mean, really easily. And Goku, when he's powered down or whatever, Superman could go in and kill him. Go ahead.
Please.
Okay, first, even if Goku did power down just for a little bit, he can also power up like instant. Okay, he pound down to just see how his enemy is because unlike Superman, he gonna try to get it done as quick as possible. He don't care who he hurt, who he hit. He just gonna try to stop dude or female. He don't care how the city is afterwards. When Goku fight, least he worries about the people of planet Earth.
Excuse me, last one. Are you saying Superman? Superman doesn't care about the people of the planet Earth? Superman?
No, correction. With Superman, the only people that he cares about is Metropolis. Name me other place that he actually went to go even try to attempt to save if he didn't have to. If either Batman or Wonder Woman didn't go on his back talking about, well, they need you over here, you need to go over there, but come on now, Goku, we need you over here, we need you to this planet, we need you to that planet. He automatically say, okay, use his power to go over there. Superman, you gotta bribe, convince, hey, New York needs your powers, New York needs your help, LA needs your help, Miami needs your help. Is you gonna be no?
Okay, well let's kind of narrow our focus down a little bit. So Superman, the reason I think that he is more powerful than Goku, who I love Goku. Goku at his top speed, his top strength is, I think, more powerful than Superman. But if you brought Superman into the Dragon Ball Z world where he's actually able to train, because Superman doesn't really train in terms of, the karate things. He's more of a European-style Western type fighter, big blows. His fighting speed is much slower than Goku. But even they said in a recent DC comic book, even when Superman fought Wonder Woman, they were sparring. Superman's more powerful than Wonder Woman, but Wonder Woman's fighting speed was faster than his, and she mentioned it actually in the comic book. But go ahead, we'll go with Goku. But what would Goku do? You saw the movie, you saw the Return of Frieza.
Yeah.
Why, if that one little shot from a gun, which probably couldn't kill us, could stop him? Why wouldn't Superman be able to take him off guard and stop him?
Okay, before I get into that though, but when you brought up Wonder Woman, that remind me what Carlo's subject is. Superman had problems, had a tough time beating the Hulk.
Of course he did.
So, I mean, you on my dude, although I ain't tripping because my dude can beat your dude with his eyes closed, but although Carla over here, she backing up the big man, the Hulk over here, and She-Hulk over here.
Yes, 7'6", 1,500 pounds.
Now, I'm sure many of you have seen Superman was actually killed. Could you remember who killed Superman? It was Doomsday. That's because Superman was holding back. Superman doesn't want to destroy the city. He doesn't want to hurt people. But once Superman came back from the dead, he wasn't really dead, but he was kind of in hibernation. He actually lobotomized him by using his heat vision to fry his brain. That's what he would do to the Hulk if he was angry enough to do that, and probably what he would do to Goku once he was off.
Story for another day, guys.
Oh yeah, we are running out of time, Lajuan. You know we can talk about this all day. Like I said, I love Goku, and I have to throw in my boy Vegeta as well because he's my favorite character in Dragon Ball Z. But hey, we'll talk to you guys again. Please tune in to our next show coming next week. Remember, this is Throwback Thursdays with the three amigos, Juan, Carla J, and your boy Jay Boyd. All right, holler at us.
Have a good evening, folks.
Be breezy.